There's only a couple of things you need to know about affirmations. One, you don't have to do them in order to manifest your desires. Although it isn't wrong to say that you have to do them in order to manifest your desires either. If that sounds contradictory, it really isn't. The reason you don't have to do affirmations is because you are already doing them anyway, whether you think you are doing them or not. Affirmations are just thoughts and feelings, or more accurately, thoughts backed by feelings, thoughts charged by emotion, if you like. And the reason you have to do them is for the exact same reason, because you are already doing them anyway, whether you think you are doing them or not. Life sort of compels you to affirm things, because like I just said, all affirmations are thoughts and feelings. As you go about your life, you have thoughts and emotions. It's just a part of being human. It's not that you have to do affirmations because some mighty authority commands you to do so from up above, and that the good things in life shall be withheld from you if you don't do your affirmations, but that being alive as a conscious and breathing human being involves you having thoughts and feeling emotions. You have to do your affirmations. You are compelled to affirm, not by some higher authority upon pain of punishment, but by your own human nature, if that makes sense. It is your nature to think and feel. It is your nature to quote unquote do affirmations. That is why you quote unquote have to quote unquote do your affirmations. 2. Affirmations are powerful and effective. That is true, even if you believe the opposite, because your belief that affirmations do not work is an affirmation in itself. Maybe doing your affirmations feels fake. It feels like you are lying to yourself, in other words, and you don't believe in the words you are affirming, basically, when you do your affirmations. The thing is, those complaints are affirmations in themselves. You are affirming that your affirmations are fake, that you are lying to yourself, and that you don't believe in the words you speak when you do your affirmations. That's how powerful affirmations are. Or, to put it more accurately, that's how powerful you are. The statement that affirmations don't get you the things you want, that words alone do not manifest things into physical reality, is both true and false. And the statement that doing your affirmations does get you the things you want, that words alone do manifest things into physical reality, is also both true and false. How can that be? Here's how. I am going to break this down for you so that you are never confused about this ever again. And whenever you forget, just come back and watch this video as many times as you need. Quick side note for the record, there's nothing wrong with forgetting, because remembering the truth feels so good every single time. So do not worry about forgetting. Every time you forget, all it means is that you get to look forward to the joy of remembering. Okay, where was I? Words alone do not get you the things you want, because the things you want are already here. You already have them. It's just a question of whether or not you are aware of it. That's the true purpose of affirming. When you affirm, you are simply stating the obvious. You are stating what is true. You are just stating the truth. The words you speak are aligned with the way you feel. Your energy is aligned. You say you are happy because you really are happy, not in order to be happy. You say you have a lot of money because you really do have a lot of money, not in order to get a lot of money that you don't already have. Words alone don't get you the things you want, because it isn't the words that are magical. It's the way you feel when you say the words that make them so juicy and delicious and powerful. Words have no effect if you do not mean them. Alignment means that you say what you mean and you mean what you say. If you speak words of affirmation like I am rich, I have tons of money, but the words feel empty because how you really feel is desperately in need of money to pay your rent or whatever, then your words are not in alignment with the way you truly feel. Some people, most people in fact, are inclined to say, well, that's because I really don't have the money. I feel like I don't have the money because I actually don't have money. How am I not supposed to feel that way when it's the truth? And all of those objections are a bunch of fresh affirmations. Every time you think thoughts like, I don't have money, how come I don't have money? I do my affirmations for 30 minutes every morning, but I still don't have the money. You are perpetuating the reality in which you do not have the money. Reality is an illusion. What you think of as being quote unquote real is an illusion. It's a compelling illusion, but there is something that is way more powerful than that picture of reality that you keep looking at. And that something is none other than you, because you create your reality by virtue of what you are, what you can't help but be. A thinker and feeler. And that's why affirmations do get you the things you want. Words alone do manifest things into physical reality, because manifesting things into physical reality is what you do. It's something you are doing right now, something you do constantly, every minute of every day. I'm going to say this in a way that really lets it sink in. Doing your affirmations as a formality, as an exercise, 15 or 20 minutes a day, or even for several hours a day, does not mean you are not doing your affirmations the rest of the time. It isn't like when you say, okay, that's it, I've done my affirmations for today, la-di-da, back to the real world, that you are no longer affirming. You are affirming constantly by virtue of the fact that you are alive and breathing and conscious. What does it mean to be conscious? It means that you are aware, that you are thinking thoughts and feeling emotions. And like I said earlier, affirmations are just thoughts and feelings. If you're thinking and feeling, then you are affirming. You are doing your affirmations, even if you aren't calling it that, even if you are calling it your quote unquote normal life. Well, guess what? Your normal life consists of doing affirmations. You believe what you believe, whether it's that you are rich or that you are poor, not because you are rich or poor, but because you have given that much attention and energy to the idea of being rich or poor. You have affirmed it and backed it with the emotion of belief and conviction. You either look at what you have and decide that it is not enough, or you look at what you have and decide that it is. Some people sustain themselves quite happily on a few $1,000s a month. And then there are those who consider themselves miserable unless they have at their disposal several hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars a month. Isn't that interesting? Rich or poor is a value judgment. It is subjective. For some people, a few $1,000s a month is a dream come true. For others, a few $1,000s a month is a Greek tragedy, a great misfortune, a downfall, a huge step down from what they consider decent. Can you imagine someone like Tom Cruise going from making millions of dollars a movie to being paid just a few $100,000? For most people, a few $100,000 is nothing to sniff at. But to Tom Cruise, that would definitely be out of the norm. I am not saying he would never agree to accepting less than what he is accustomed to as part of a charitable event, a fundraiser, for instance, lending his name to the project for publicity or just as a favor to the other people involved in the movie making process. My point is that your ideas of what amount of money is a lot of money or not, what amount of money is enough or not, are subjective. There is no law that says a monthly income of X amount of dollars is satisfactory and anything less than that is just abysmal. Different people have different ideas of what is enough. Yes, you could take a poll and gather statistics, but at the end of the day, you have your own internal barometer, your own internal compass as to how much money is enough for you. Enough is a value judgment. It is subjective, no different to personal taste. I repeat, no different to personal taste. Some people love chocolate and some people are allergic to it or just don't like the taste of it. Your ideas of what is or is not enough are just like that. What about your bills and your rent though? Hold your horses. I'm getting to that. Step 1. If you've been following everything I've said so far, then this next sentence will make sense to you. Stop doing your affirmations in order to get the money. If that sentence does not make sense, go back and listen to the video again from the very beginning one more time and then come back to this point. Next, step 2. Notice what you do have instead of what you don't have. I don't care how much money it is. The amount of dollars you currently have is irrelevant. The point is that you have something. Step 3. Affirm that what you currently have is enough. I don't care if what you currently have is zero, zilch, nada. I don't care if what you currently have is a mountain of debt. That's right. I don't care if you are currently entirely in the red. The amount of dollars is irrelevant. If this makes no sense to you, you have not been paying attention. Go back and listen to the video from the beginning until you get it. What you have is enough. Let go of that resistance within you, that voice that keeps arguing. No, it isn't. How can it be enough when I can't pay my bills and my rent? Because all of that is just you doing more negative affirmations. You want to shift the balance of your thoughts from I don't have enough to I have enough, and even I have more than enough. Affirming that you have enough a few times is good, but if you spend most of your time negating that statement with thoughts of not being able to afford things because actually you don't have enough, then guess what? On balance, you are someone who believes that you do not have enough. Stop looking at what you currently have as evidence of not having enough. This is not difficult. Stop telling yourself that it is. Let's tackle the bull by the horns. If you are thinking thoughts like, I have X amount of dollars, but blah, 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 then you are someone who believes that you do not have enough. You are someone who has the consciousness of someone who is in shortage and lack. If you are thinking thoughts like, I have X amount of dollars and with it, I was able to pay for this and this and this, then you're moving in the right direction. Anytime you think but, you are back to square one, back in shortage consciousness. Anytime you think but, you are turning around and going back to not enoughness. Anytime you think but, you are negating yourself and holding yourself in resistance. And what's more, that is how you keep recreating the reality in which you do not have enough. So what the heck are you supposed to do if you are completely in debt right now and can't afford a basic living? How do you get out of this quagmire? It feels like a catch-22, doesn't it? You can't help but notice what you call your physical reality. And every time you notice and affirm it, you perpetuate it by recreating it. What are you supposed to do? The key is to shift into the consciousness of someone who has enough. You have to know that what you have is really enough, because it really is enough, even if what you have is $0 or if you are in debt. The reason for that is because you are alive. You know what that means? It means that anything is possible, including the eventuality of you squaring all of your debts. This is not just idle conjecture. You know it's possible because you've seen examples of it, examples of those who go from the very edge of bankruptcy to bouncing back and financially prospering. There are even examples of those who go from actually declaring bankruptcy to making back the fortune that they lost and a fresh new fortune besides. It doesn't even have to be that dramatic. You might get a lucky windfall, sure, and it might be as simple as someone agreeing to help you out while you get yourself back on your feet in terms of your money situation. What you have is enough because you are alive. Whereas were you to drop dead, then well, you would be free from your debt at any rate. But that isn't really my point. Suicide is not the only answer to financial debt. I'm not denying that it is a solution that some people resort to, but is that really the route you want to go? Does that really feel good to you? Who you really are is powerful. Every time you think disempowering thoughts like I can't do it, this is impossible, I'll never get what I want, maybe I should just put myself out of my misery, you are negating yourself with those resistant thoughts. You are negating who you really are. Who you really are is abundant. Who you really are knows that being alive is enough. Who you really are knows that being alive and conscious is enough. Who you really are knows that the thoughts you think and the emotions that you feel have the power to either create and manifest your desired reality or to perpetuate a reality that you do not like. What if you find yourself riddled with resistant thoughts when it comes to the subject of money, no matter how hard you try to focus? Maybe you affirm, yes, I have enough money. What I have is enough. You say the words, but you find it impossible to ignore your feelings of doubt. What then? Switch gears like this. Instead of meditating upon the subject of money, contemplate the idea of abundance and enoughness in general. Other than money, what do you have enough of? Think of something that you do have. Think of something that you have in plenty. And don't say things like debt and misery and bad luck. I will give you a hint. In fact, I'll give you 2 hints. One, it's something that you have plenty of and that you never or very rarely worry about. And 2, it's something that you breathe. That's right, it's air. Air is something that you enjoy in abundance. You don't worry about where your next breath is going to come from, the way you worry about your next meal ticket. You just assume there's enough. Now, just for a moment, before you start beating yourself over the head with your old thoughts, imagine having enough money that you never have to worry about it for the rest of your life. Just as you do not worry about the air you are going to breathe for the rest of your life. That's the way you want to feel about money. Free from worry, free from concern. When you are free from concern, you are in the state of consciousness of who you wish to be. Someone who is rich, someone who is abundant. What else? If you get this next one, you're set. I'll give you a hint. This is something you have that is unique to you and that nobody can ever take from you. You can never be dispossessed of it by anyone else, and you cannot transfer it to anyone else either. It is yours alone. Your supply of it is infinite, and it is something that cannot be seen, heard, smelled, tasted, or touched. Any guesses? It's your spirit, your energy. Nobody can assume your energy. You are the only one who can live it, the only one who can flow it. Your energy is flowing constantly because you are alive. And you know what your energy consists of? Thoughts and emotions. Your supply of thoughts and emotions is limitless. You are generating them constantly. Thoughts, ideas. You come up with ideas constantly. You know what money is? Money is an idea. You can make money by going out and getting a job and working hard, and you don't have to. You know why you don't have to? Because great ideas are worth a lot of money. You don't have to make this a difficult thing. Let go of all of your preconceived notions of what it takes to make a lot of money. You do not have to be a Nikola Tesla or a Bill Gates to come up with valuable ideas. Money is energy, and you attract it with your energy. Money is an idea of abundance, so you want to match your energy with the energy of abundance. That's why you want to assume the personality, the consciousness of someone who is rich, someone who is abundant, not someone who wants to be rich and abundant, but somebody who is those things already. When you think of all the air you have to breathe and how you never worry about it, how do you feel? What is the emotional word you would use to describe that abundance? It's relaxed, isn't it? It's the feeling of being relaxed. It's the feeling of freedom. When you are relaxed and free from concern, what do you do next? Just for a second, imagine you never have to worry about rent again for the rest of your life. What now? Are you going to just keel over and drop dead now that you don't have to pay rent? Of course not. You didn't come into this life in order to pay rent and pay your bills. Now that you have all the money you could ever want, you're going to go have fun, aren't you? You're going to take it easy, go on vacation, enjoy some good food and good company, enjoy yourself and have a good time, right? You're going to go do all of the things you thought you couldn't do because you couldn't afford the time or the money, whether it's to go sailing across the Pacific Ocean or to settle down in a suburban neighborhood and raise a bunch of kids. You are going to do things that are fun to you, things that are exciting, things that you are passionate about and that make you come alive. Here's the thing. All of those things match the energy of abundance. The energy of fun and excitement, of passion and aliveness are on the same frequency as the energy of abundance. Most people think they can't do what they love because they don't have money. That's shortage consciousness. Someone who possesses an abundance consciousness goes after what they love, whether they have the money now or not. Humor me for a moment. Consider someone who does have a lot of money. It doesn't matter who. Take someone rich and famous. Tom Cruise, perhaps. He's such an easy example for me to take because he is pretty much the megastar of the century. His name just screams movie star. But it doesn't have to be Tom Cruise, okay? I'm running with him as an example to illustrate a point. Does Tom Cruise make movies in order to make money? What do you think? I mean, he already has tons of money at this point. So why does he continue not only to make movies, but also to do his own stunts and so on? Stunts that put him at very real risk of serious injury. He has talked about the injuries he has sustained while performing his own stunts too. He doesn't have to do all of those dangerous stunts himself. That's what stuntmen are for. And there are plenty of talented stuntmen around. So why? Is he trying to prove a point? Is he trying to prove himself worthy? Does he really even need to at this point? He already enjoys recognition for all of the great movies he has already made. Tom Cruise could have stopped making movies years ago if he were only in it for the money. He has his own private jet, his own freaking fleet of private jets, right? The point I'm trying to make is that Tom Cruise continues to make movies because he loves making movies, not because he needs money. And not only that, he has always made movies because he loves making movies, even way, way back when he didn't have the money, way, way back when he did need the money. And yet, it's not untrue to say that he makes movies in order to make money either, because he does get paid to make movies. That is how he makes money, one of the ways in which he makes money at least. Your path of least resistance to money is in doing the things you love. It isn't in slaving away at doing things you hate. It isn't in sacrificing and suffering and bitching and moaning about your lot in life to anyone who will listen either. Do what you love and trust that the money will come. Do you know how many successful movies get made when there wasn't a budget for it or even a complete script for that matter at the time of filming? Time to wrap this up. Don't do your affirmations in order to get your manifestations. Don't do your money affirmations in order to get the money. Do your affirmations from a place of knowing that you already have the money. That way, your energy is aligned. You are happy and secure and free from concern. Not only are you free from concern, you are free to explore your passions, the things you love and that make you come alive. You get to play and get creative and have fun now, not next year or even 5 minutes from now, but now. The more you stay in abundance consciousness, the better you feel. Now, what What's not to love about that? And when the money does show up, you won't say things like, oh, that was just a coincidence, or oh my God, what if this doesn't last? You won't wait for the other shoe to drop because you are no longer in shortage consciousness. You are secure in your knowledge that you have all the money you need and more. And not only that, you know that whatever money comes to you is money that you manifested and attracted, because that's how awesome you are. You are a powerful, deliberate thinker and feeler who creates the reality she desires through the power of her thoughts and emotions. There are people who ask, what's the point of doing affirmations and feeling happy now if it doesn't get you the money, if it doesn't bring you the stuff that you want? And there are people who ask, what's the point of getting the money and having the stuff if you aren't feeling happy in your now? If you aren't saying things like, my life is awesome and I love every second of it. If you aren't doing positive affirmations, in other words. There is no right or wrong approach to life. You get to choose. You can do your affirmations in order to get good things and finally be happy, and in the meantime tolerate your quote-unquote regular life. Or you can do your affirmations because you already have good things and are happy now already. And it has nothing to do with the figure amount on your bank statement or what kind of car you currently drive. There are people who reach great heights of fame and riches but still feel compelled to consider themselves unfortunate enough to resort to suicide. And there are people who don't have 2 pennies to rub together, who have no great achievements to speak of, not to mention any particular skill or talent worthy of recognition or even promise, yet find something to smile and laugh about each and every day. You get to choose who you are in each and every moment of each and every day. It's your choice. You have the power to create the reality you wish to live. You have the power to manifest and attract your heart's desires. All you have to do is to think the thoughts and feel the emotions of the person you wish to be. Thank you for staying with me to the end of the video. I hope you found it helpful or enjoyable in some way, and if you did, please do me a quick favor and like, comment, share, and hit subscribe. Have a great day and see you again soon. Bye!